sounds like it's going to be half full when you get back. Who knows even? Just your thoughts on maybe this going backwards here instead of forwards.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, coming into the season, you're so excited about making that step and playing in front of fans again. We're certainly grateful to be able to still, play in front of half capacity, and then the fans certainly have made an unbelievable difference this season. Not just at home. I mean, just look at the other night in Edmonton. I mean, that response that our players were getting, for a road game, that's tremendous. It's a great part about being a Leaf. But yeah, it's tough. It's been a tough week the way things have gone here with cases. But obviously, we're hopeful that we get through this part and that vaccines do their jobs and that symptoms are reduced and all those kind of things, so that we can press on. But certainly, here around the NHL, like everybody in our community should be, we're on high alert.
How many of your guys have been at the booster, so to speak? Has that happened yet?
I'm not certain on that. I think it's a mix. Some have it, some haven't, in terms of staff and players. But I'm not up to speed precisely on where that's at.
Sheldon, I know it seems like we preface some of these COVID questions with the intent to go up even more when last night the Marlies announced they have a case, 4 more guys, and that's solutions to the shoulder. When hits the organization now as small as it has, again, does that put more results?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're thinking about our Marlies, but really around the league, there's so many cases here now that your antennas are up. You're thinking about it a lot. I mean, I think that sounds like protocols, if they haven't since we've been on the ice or whatever, but they're going to be changing and look a lot more like last season. But really, just for me as an example, I've been operating that way since we came out west, got to Edmonton. I haven't left my hotel except for going for walks and things like that. But otherwise, I've been just hanging out in the hotel and coming to the rink and doing your job and doing your best to stay safe and keep it away from our team and out of our community. And frankly, my priority right now is to get back to Toronto, in time for Christmas, healthy and safe, get back to my family. And I think everybody is like that. It's an even extra, more challenging layer being on the road here now, because of of not wanting to be stuck here through Christmas. So that's lots of reasons to be smart right now and trying to do everything that we can to contain it.
What's your sense of how the players in the room are handling it? Do you feel like it's a concern?
Yeah, I think players are definitely aware. You can't help but be concerned given how much the cases have blown up here. The good news, if any, I think from most of what we've heard from around the league is that symptoms have been pretty minor, generally speaking. And you hope that remains the case as much as possible. But yeah, we're just going to have to remain diligent here, as I said. Stay healthy for ourselves and our team, and get back to Toronto to our families. I would say gap control and physicality are the two biggest areas that he's shown improvements on, and that's he's a lot more confident in staying up. I'll let that pass. A lot more confident staying up, being physical, closing his gap. I think also finding the balance, of when to go, when not to go, and when he does go offensively, how quickly he can retreat at different times to put himself in a favorable defensive position. I think that's part of it, and I think just our team in general has played better defensively, which makes everybody look better. So that's all part of it, but I know it's been a big area of focus for him to want to be that guy that's counted on in those situations in addition to just the offensive pieces, and he's shown great growth there for us.
You mentioned wanting to get more chances to be involved offensively. How does he kind of straddle that line between being involved?
Yeah, I think it's less about him, frankly. It's more about our team. We got to exit quicker. We got to break out better out of our zone. We got to get more opportunities off the rush that way, transitions, those kind of things. That's where those chances come alive. It's it's not really an individual thing. It's more so the team needs to put itself in more offensive situations where we transition from being in defensive posture to where we get stops, then we go the other way. And that's where those opportunities would be there for not just Morgan, but all of our defense. That's an area we tried to focus on a little bit today, is just kind of get guys moving up the ice a little bit more, transitioning out of our own end quicker. So I would say it's a team thing more so than it is Morgan, but I think he's done a good job when those opportunities have been there to assess the risk and make the right decision.
What was the word on Seaman, Sheldon?
Yeah, he's doing okay, but he's got combination of a really bad cut on his finger and small fracture. But so reality is not wasn't comfortable enough putting his glove on, both the risk of infection and just being uncomfortable. They're not really sure which is worse right now, the cut or the fracture. But it's a pinky finger thing that's. A lot of times players can push through that, but he's just not comfortable here right now, so they're just going to continue to monitor it.
Your 2 days of practice here, you pumped up a little bit for that because you get 2 in a row to practice. Did you accomplish what you hoped to accomplish?
Yeah, I thought so. There's been a few things we've been wanting to tidy up a little bit here today, or for a while we've been wanting to tidy it up. We just haven't been able to really get at it, and then also just the volume. You're able to touch on multiple things where you're really kind of the way we have practiced the last couple of months. It's kind of one thing a day that you can really get at. Otherwise, you're just focused on getting the guys feeling good and staying sharp. So we were able to check a few things off the list here today. But most importantly, yesterday was a travel day for us, but really it's a day to recharge a bit. And then even today, we didn't want to push them too hard because we do want to use this time to be able to use tomorrow, then to ramp up and get ourselves ready for the weekend. But yeah, having 2 days of practice has been nice to just come up for some air here.
Any indication at all on Spezza, the word on that?
I haven't heard a thing, no.
What kind of dynamic is that third line giving with Richie that long?
Well, there's a good mix there. Big guys that, our hope is, like we talked about with Camp and Mikheyev, and that duo, guys that have great defensive utility, great speed to move the puck up the ice. Richie's shown the ability to make plays, and we think that when we look at Richie versus Engvall being there the other night, I think Richie's ability to make plays and find people gives that a different element that way. Not as much of the speed factor as what we have with Pierre, but we then have Pierre now on the other line that that gives that element there. So we like it. Richie hasn't spent a great deal of time on right wing. Playing on the offside there is, for some players, is a challenge. He's played a little bit in his time in the NHL, but not a great deal. But losing 2 right shots in Marner and Spezza, somebody has to do it. So we'll give Rich a shot at it. It's his first day back on the ice today, but all signs are pointing as though he'll be available for us. I'm sorry?
Sorry, so what do you think of you goaltending-wise this weekend?
Jack will play here on Saturday, and I would assume we'll go with Mrazek after that, but we'll take it a day at a time.
I got a dumb one for you. When you were coming back after the dry scrape, I had this thought in my head that maybe you'd have them play shinny a little bit, and then I realized, no, I don't think I've ever seen a Sheldon Keefe team shinny in practice outside in the regular season. Would you ever let the team play shinny?
By shinny, I'm assuming you mean like a scrimmage or something of that nature. We did a fair bit of that in preseason before we got going, and some of the times we had big gaps between games, and we did actually discuss having that. I had the potential of a 5 to 10 minute scrimmage there, but I just decided to cut it short because I thought we went a little long on the first portion of the practice, longer than I wanted to. So we ended up cutting that out, but we'll get a fair bit of 5-on-5 play tomorrow.